Alright guys, I'm gonna apologize at this point. You already can tell there's no paint video on this. Here's what happened. I got the flu right when it was time to paint this. We were doing primer work on it and everything was pretty much ready to go, but as you think, when I did my walk around, I showed there was a big chunk missing out of that corner by the tire there, and the spots in the rear bumper, some scrapes along the sides and things like that. Now I also apologize, there's not a lot of light in here. At any rate, it's all painted. The front bumper is spotted in. I wanted to do a video, but this thing is like 2 feet from my workbench here. I don't have anywhere to get the camera in, and I did it basically blind. I had no light over here, but it came out, trust me, it came out sweet. If I get it outside tomorrow, I'll show you guys everything. But the big problem I had with this, and maybe anybody that paints fiberglass more than I do can shed some light on the subject. This side of the car right here, I'll bring you back in a second here. I just want to talk about it. So here's what happened. I was wiping down the side of the vehicle with regular wax and grease remover, and I could just hear the static electricity on the vehicle. So I'm like, you know what, bad idea. Let's wipe it down with regular waterborne wax and grease remover, which is isopropyl alcohol and probably distilled water or something like that. But at any rate, I wipe it all down. Everything looks cool. I base everything in, tack it between coats. Blend looks pretty sweet. And I decide I'm not feeling good, so I go home. And I come back the next morning, fire up the heat in here for about 3 or 4 hours. Panel temperatures are like 68 degrees, so I'm like, awesome. Let's put 2 coats of clear in it, go home, and go chill out the rest of the day. I go to put my first coat of clear on it, and I wiped the tack rag across it. There was no dirt on it. And the minute the air hit the panel right here, I looked down there, and it's just like white haze. So blowing the air over the fiberglass and the low humidity in here put a horrible static charge on the side of the vehicle, and it just got full of trash. I mean, it looked like I threw a cat into the side of this car. But it all sanded and buffed out. It wasn't a huge deal. I had my normal 3 or 4 hours in buffing one of these just because I've taken my time, and it's really hard to get the low spots because you have to sit on a creeper to do it. I'm not one for bending over and hanging the buffer upside down to get those lower panels, but it was a real pain in the ass. So I was, like I said, not feeling good. I wasn't about to pull the camera out. This is the first day in 4 days that I've actually felt like a human being, so I figured I'd at least give you guys the walk around. The sad state of affairs is the rest of the car needs more than just lightly buffed. It needs paint correction bad on it. It is so hazy and so scratched up. And even their paint has horrible hunks of dirt and shit in it, which, you know, whatever. My paint looks way better than their paint does, so I'm good with that. They're only keeping this car to the end of the year, and they're trading it and picking up another one. So if they get it all full detailed, I started to buff it, and I forgot exactly how long these cars are. I got across the other side a little bit better. This side I painted all the way up to the trim right here, and I don't know, I painted right to the very tippy top of this, and it goes flat up here, which I didn't paint into there. I broke that paint line right there, and you cannot even tell. So that turned out smoking good. And then this side, let's see, I think the paint match is perfect. We'll know better once we get it outside. But this side, this is the second time I painted this one, and I always break the paint line right in here, and I sprayed a little blender over that. That one came out awesome. I buffed it a little bit, not a whole lot, and it came out great. But I actually buffed the side of this just because this was a blend here, and I didn't want it to look like an abrupt change. And it's one thing from a door gap forward, but I almost need to get this thing up on a lift to buff it. So there you guys go. If I get it outside tomorrow, I'll bring you guys back and get you another clip. All right, I told you I'd give you a final walk around on this car. So here you go. Everything's nice and shiny. Got a good match. I buffed a little bit on these doors, but I think that was, I mentioned that in the last clip, they're just really bad. I mean, this clear looks so much better and so much cleaner than the rest of the car. But the bumper repairs are all good. You can see the steam forming on the bumper there from the exhaust. Car's running. But she's seamless, that's what we like. And it looks good from where I blended it right down here. So I'm happy. I'm sure they'll be happy too. The front bumper blow-in looks great. We get down low here. I cut it off probably somewhere maybe about 6 inches away from the license plate. And you can't even tell. It's nice and shiny. All the damage was over in this area right here. So that's it on this one, guys. I'll leave you with that quick parting shot.